Hello everyone, this is Lolly. I am interrupting my December daily progress to do this craft right here. I have had this since last year. This is Foundations Decor. I'm sorry, I just bumped that. Foundations Decor. And I picked this up at Stamp and Scrapbook Expo in Denver last year, and it was being sold by Affordable Scrapbooking. This is called the Candy Corn Trio. Okay, so as you can see here, you just take the layers apart and you glue your paper on and whatever embellishments you want. I have picked up this. It's kind of almost like Swiss dots. You can actually feel it. It's slightly embossed on the front. I picked this up. This is from Joann's. I am going to glue it onto the center pieces. And then I have paper for the white and paper for the yellow. I see in their example, it looks like they painted the sides yellow. I am unsure about that at this point. I am thinking I would rather distress the edges of everything and leave this natural. So we'll see. I can always change my mind. So this is got a little bit of gooey on there to help it stay in place, which we need to get off. Okay, so let's put these 3 candy corns aside, and I'm just going to work with the fronts of these and get those glued on. I'm going to use the tacky glue, and so I am going to spread it with my finger because I figure I can get a really good coverage that way. Okay, so I am going to let that dry. And now on these ones, we will put the paper on the front, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait and give this really, really good time to dry. I'm going to trim off the edges and then sand off the excess, and then I'll know exactly where to do my white paper and where to do my yellow paper. Okay, this is well and dry. So what I'm going to do is just kind of trim this off a little bit like this. And then I'm just going to sand this down. And I will kind of come, not a 90-degree angle, but slightly angled in, and just keep doing that with a sanding block until the paper falls off. You can see it starting to tear there. Almost. Pretty good. There we go. Okay, you can see how nice and beautiful that is. And now to get in here. So I will keep going around and around. Now to get in places like this, it'll be a little more difficult because something like a sanding block won't reach. However, I'm cutting into the corners here. And you can use like a nail file, or my husband gave me these, which are needle file sets. And you can find ones that get in there and do the same thing like that. Okay, so I will do all of these and come back. Okay, you can see these are all done, all filed, and I swept up all the dust from here. So the next step would be to look on here and see where these line up. And then I want to mark where I need to end the white paper and start the yellow. So I'm just kind of marking here. Somewhere around there. That way the juncture will be hidden under this piece. There we go. And it won't be, I'm drawing it curved, but it won't be curved. It will be flat. So I need to get a strip out. The widest that I will need to do that would be, oops, about 3.5 inches. So I went a little wider than that. And I'm just going to cut off a little excess here. Now I'm going to glue that down like I did before. Alrighty, now all I need to do is get the yellow there. Now I have the yellow, this is like the Swiss dot, the oranges, and I got the same thing with the yellow. I really am thinking about getting a different pattern, but I still like it the way it is. I think I might just go with it, though I really like too how in their example they have this, oops, just tore that. See if you can see that paper with the like a checkerboard almost. It's really cute. So I will think about that. I'm going to let this dry. I don't have to. I can go ahead and put the yellow on it, but I want to think about whether to get different paper. So okay, I am going to go ahead and use this yellow. I do like it, so I'm going to glue this. The same thing I've been doing. Okay, now I'll do the other two and I'll come back when they're dry. Okay, these are all glued, and we're going to do the same thing, like taking the sanding block and just keep going all the way around until the paper falls off. I won't bore you with the details. We'll skip to when it's all done. Okay, so I have all of these sanded down, plus the orange pieces, and then I took a lint-free cloth to it to get all the dust off it. Now I'm going to use this gathered twigs to give it real light distressing on the edges. And if it's not dark enough for the darker papers, then I will switch to a darker color then. I have a tip for you, something I learned, and that was, even though I took the glue all the way to the edges and really pushed it down, then I just let it to dry, and you might be able to see there's like a little lifting right in here, even though it is attached. So I think next time if I do this again with another project, I will glue it, and then I will put it face down and put something very heavy, like some books on top of it, until it's dry. Ooh, I'm glad I'm doing this, and I'm also glad that I didn't paint the sides. I really like the bare wood better. And you don't have to paper these. You could paint them, the fronts and the sides. Yeah, it's doing well. I wasn't sure if it was going to show up on this dark orange, but it's doing well. And I'm going to attach these with the tacky glue. Starting with the largest. You have to kind of feel where the edges line up perfectly. And I don't have to smooth this out to every corner like I did when I was putting the paper on. I'm going to put something heavy on that off camera here. And something on that. Now I'm going to look through my button collection. I don't usually have orange, but I see some in here that might work. There's that, and this size. Getting out way more than I need. I don't want any white ones. I'll just go with what I have here. So I am going to be using the Better Ultimate Adhesive. I'm just going to kind of think about what I like here. I think when I stack them on a shelf, they will be like this. So, I wish I had some smaller of the orange ones, because then I could do a little one like that. I might just go with the little one here. Okay, I like that. That's what I'll do. So I'm going to put the glue on, and I'm going to let it set for about 30 seconds before I do anything with it. Now we can go through and attach all these, and then you should let these set for a good 20 minutes before messing with it, or actually more like an hour, and then they're not really permanent for 24 hours. If you get better ultimate adhesive on your skin, you just take vegetable oil on a rag and it will come right off. Okay, so that is that project. It's one of those things that I bought, was excited about, never did it, and it was sitting on the shelf just looking at me and begging me to get it done. So I'm really happy that I did it, and it is so cute. If I find a place that sells these, I will give you a link to it down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video.